A slight weakening on Typhoon and Jenny, also known as Koinu internationally, but this is still a potent typhoon out here in the Philippine Sea, just off the northeast coast of Luzon, expected to make landfall as we go ahead through our day here on a Wednesday in the Western Pacific. Winds right now are estimated to be about 165 kilometers per hour as this pulls off there towards the north and west. Pressure 940 hectopascals. When we track this along, it will start to weaken just a bit more as we see additional wind shear or really kick in on the northwestern periphery of this. So at least it is going to back off in intensity a bit, but I mean still at typhoon intensity as it comes on shore. It gets disrupted by the mountains of Taiwan, which, by the way, pretty interesting. Taiwan has not seen a direct landfall of a typhoon in about 6 years now, and in the past few weeks we've already seen one, and this would be the second one here. So looking at the forecast ahead, this is through Wednesday. As we go ahead through Wednesday afternoon heading into the evening, this starts to come on shore in southeastern Taiwan. Now if you're unfamiliar with this particular area, let's take a look actually at this is the forecast from JTWC. It has this coming on shore right just towards the south of Taitung. Beautiful area. Actually stayed out here once before while chasing a typhoon here in southeastern Taiwan. The big thing, it's very mountainous. Remember, these mountains spike up quite considerably, and they are very steep as well here along the southeast coast. The reason why you don't really see anything urban built up here, it's only right along the immediate coastline. That's really the case all the way up towards Hulian and Ulilang County as well. So these areas really soak up the precipitation as this comes on shore. So this is going to be a big rainmaker for our friends out here in the southeastern Taiwan as that wraps on through. Then you're talking about still some of the inflow and signal force warnings in places like the Batanes Islands too, as they're going to see some of the direct impacts from this. And then it pushes off into Guangdong province there in the southeastern China. Could even impact Hong Kong potentially as it drifts off towards the west. So, you know, that's not going to be till late week, but if I was in Hong Kong right now, I definitely would be keeping a keen eye on this as it kicks off there. Take a look at the hour by hour forecast here, and this is another look really starting Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Heavy rain already picking up along the east coast of Taiwan. This makes that landfall into the early afternoon hours, kicking overhead. Winds still kicking off from the north, and that's really going to be impacting northern areas of Taipei, and then kicking through the Taiwan Strait, wrapping around from the west as well, and then even the northwest coast of the Philippines. We're talking about around the Ilocos. Pretty breezy conditions wrapping in too here by Wednesday night into Thursday. As this kicks off there towards the west, we still get those winds coming in from the north just like that, running up the coast of Guangdong province and eventually out there start to dissipate with that drier inflow. That's the direct impacts. Indirectly, this still has that enhanced monsoon will flow through the third and into the fourth along the west coast of Luzon down towards parts of Asai. Is going to see that inflow, that aka river of moisture, at least through mid to late week. Then as the storm tracks further towards the west late week, those winds become more southerly, and that does back off that precipitation at least just a bit. But still going to be talking about that inflow here as that kicks off there. By the way, I know people like to talk about what's up next. Look all the way back towards Guam, potentially another storm system out there. Currently, if we're talking, let's say, a long-range ensembles, and I'll show that to you real quick. The GFS, there's our storm, by the way. You can see it pretty evidently. And then if we look ahead into the 8th to 9th, the GFS, and you know what? The ECMWF for its own right by the 11th and the 12th is trying to show something right and there in the Philippine Sea. So even after this one pulls away, we still could have another one try to develop in its heels. But at least for now, we're looking ahead. Our storm system did already peak at that intensity. It was about a Cat 3. I mean, even Dvorak analysis showing borderline super typhoon here. So it really did get up to a pretty strong level. But now we are continuing to see it kind of weaken, but not weak by any means. So weaken is really kind of the wrong word use with this. So remember, you know, in Taiwan, at least we're coming fresh off a storm, so it's still in people's memories. But prepare to evacuate if you need it. Continue to check in for additional information if you are looking for them, not just here but at our channel, but you know, from those official sources. So CWB in Taiwan, HKO in Hong Kong, Pegasus of course in the Philippines. Big thanks for everybody who continues to help support this channel. Our Patreon members, you are all awesome, especially these guys all listed here are super Typhoons who continue to help us out here and keep these fantastic graphics from Weatherscape's Metro Weather going. All right, let's go ahead with the flyover here today into Cagayan de Oro. 30 degrees there for you. Still looking at the enhanced showers in places like Rojas, Legazpi, heading back towards Manila here on our Wednesday as well. While parts of Region 2 there in the Cagayan Valley staying relatively dry. All right, that's a look at what's happening out here today. Of course, as always, let me know if you have any questions. And number one thing is stay safe out there.